If you're looking for wealthy, like wealth, all this kind of stuff, I would recommend don't do music.
Alright. Let's go.
Alright, let's go.
Let's go. Nice to have you. It's an honor. It's a pleasure. It's you are the one that I really want to.
Oh, really?
Looking forward to see because of I've been following you for so long,
Okay.
and I heard a lot about you from others, especially the graduate, especially teacher who graduate from UCSI. Basically, they all know you, lor.
Right.
That's why your name is always there. So that's why this is very, very honored for me to have you here.
No, thank you for having me as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
for having me as well.
And I was looking up into your bio, your profile in UCSI website. So it's a super long profile, and I think I don't want to read it out. Okay, I put the link down there on this podcast so that people can click into it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, how do I really address you? The name they put there is Assistant Professor Terrence Ling, correct?
Yes, correct.
So the Assistant Professor, it's like when you got Master, then you will have that title. Am I right or not?
Assistant Professor is basically equivalent to Senior Lecturer.
Senior Lecturer.
Yeah. So it's just that different university using different terminology. So some university they just use senior lecturers.
I see.
And then some university they will replace the senior lecturer to assistant professor.
Can you guide me from degree and from diploma? Then one more level up is degree.
So basically
is it like that?
The title is basically for the academics in the university. So if you want to become an academic, you need to at least have some sort of academic qualifications like masters, at least at the very bare minimum, you need to have a masters. And then if you don't have the masters, you need to have some kind of very extensive experience in the industry. Yeah. So then when you enter the university, that's where they will start to categorize you. Whether is it you are tutor, lecturer, senior lecturers, or assistant professor, associate professor, professor, senior professor, distinguished professor. So it's like
too many names already.
Yes,
that's why.
Yeah, so it's typically like any kind of organization when you have CEO, COO, CFO,
or similar to that.
General manager, right? Head of department. Yeah, so it's almost similar to that kind of structure. It's just that we use the professorship and the lecturers terminology for academia. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
But it's super cool to have that name. Professor Terrence Ling.
It looks good on paper, but actually there's a lot of work behind, that we need to be sure that we really can carry the title. So it's not that easy to have.
Definitely you can. Definitely.
Trying my best. Trying my best.
You already have grey hair around.
At a very young age, also already got grey.
And do you mind review your age?
I'm 33 years old this year.
Super young.
I'm 33. Yeah.
You're super young. Super young professor, bro.
Mm.
What am I doing at the age of 33? I still don't know what am I doing at that age. Yeah, true. Awesome. So, okay, let's assume that people who are listening to this podcast are parents or adolescents who I think they wish to embark into music study.
Right.
So because that's the group of people we often see, day in and day out. So they will start to having concern. They will ask about music career, all sort of worry.
Right.
Because it's not like you are studying. Let's say if you're studying finance, then you work in corporate.
Right.
Corporate is like a big structure, institution where it's safe and secure. Right. But music is something that they don't see it that way. They see you, like a free bird flying around. Don't know what next. That kind of thing.
Right.
That's why their worry is true also.
Sure. Sure.
So what is the common thing that you always hear from people who ask this question now?
I think Malaysia is a blessed country where musicians can survive just doing music. So it's actually quite blessed in a way, because very often, sometimes when we talk to some of the seasoned musicians from different countries, we talk about the challenges that we face as a full-time musicians or full-time music educators. Very often we see that actually we have a lot of advantage. Yeah. So musicians definitely can survive just purely doing music in Malaysia. But it's just that how are you going to navigate your own career? That one is actually much more challenging for the aspiring musicians nowadays.
True.
Because like I said, because it's a blessed land where everybody can survive with just doing music. That's why a lot of people...
I didn't know about that. I thought other country is always better.
Oh no, actually that's not the case. Yeah, that is actually not the case. Yeah, so actually Malaysia is much better.
Wow.
Yeah, actually Malaysia is much better. So very often we see people wants to be involved in the music industry as a full-time, but very often they don't know how to navigate, or they don't know how to plan ahead for their music career, because in the music career path in Malaysia is just so limited. It's like there's only 5 categories that I can mention, like music performance, music educations, music productions, music management,
all right,
music business.
Oh, okay.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about some niche area like music therapy, it's not very common in Malaysia yet.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Plus maybe some other little small career that is not very well known. But these are the 5 common career paths that people can choose. But every career path, there are a lot of people in it.
Yes, yes.
Right? So I think the most challenging thing right now for the aspiring musician is to know how to find their own uniqueness. Right? So if I talk to a bunch of students, basically I will ask this question, like there are 10 vocalists in the room. Why should I choose you but not the other singer? Right? Similarly to all the other instrumentalists. So I think finding uniqueness is the current biggest challenge for all the aspiring musicians, because everybody is doing the same thing.
Yes, true.
But how to make sure you yourself stands out in that particular career path is where all the aspiring musicians need to know, at least recognize it, and find ways to determine that kind of uniqueness in you.
In the contempt area, they you guys like embrace the individualism of uniqueness of each individual. That means, but how about the classical side?
I think in general they are the same.
They are the
So
same.
if you look at like if you really want to compare between classical musicians and the contemporary musicians, they all face the same challenges. When we talk about the finding uniqueness, I think everybody is the same. The only difference is that maybe the classical music area, the opportunity for the classical musicians is not as much as the contemporary musicians, at least in Malaysia, right? So just example, when we look at venues that offers contemporary music performances,
True.
Actually, contemporary side is much more. They have more advantage as compared to the classical side.
Yeah, much
right?
more versatile. A bit.
Exactly. So and more opportunities for them.
Yeah.
So I think everybody is, even the classical side is like, if I want to stand out, so that people can come and watch my show, whether is it playing a classical repertoire, singing opera repertoire or whatever, I also need to know how people can recognize my uniqueness and why would they choose to come to my show. So similar to the contemporary musician as well.
True.
Yeah. So everybody would definitely have their own fan base, I would say, whether is it big or small. But that is because you have these people because of your uniqueness. Right. So finding the uniqueness is one of the...
it's the pathway to find your uniqueness and to build your uniqueness.
Exactly.
That is the harder part.
That is the hardest
Basically,
part.
everybody will learn the same thing, but
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And is there what are the preparation or credential that that people need to pursue to music university?
Okay. I think in general, a decent playing skills is definitely needed. I just, even though like sometimes, like for example, in UCSI, the contemporary music division, yes, at some point, we want to have like some kind of credential, like you need to achieve some kind of grade 5 or grade 6 in rock school exam, for example, right? Or Trinity Rock and Pop. But we don't always see that as the main credentials. Like for example, I'm just a player who very seasoned in the industry, but I don't have all these exams, credentials kind of stuff. Can I still enter the university? Some university they still accept. Because every music university you need to go through an audition.
Audition, that's right.
And this audition will determine whether your playing skill is up to the par.
That's right. That's
right. So, but for classical, it's actually very straightforward. It's like as long as you can play at least grade 7 or grade 8 repertoire from ABRSM or Trinity, either way. Basically, as long as you're quite good at that, then usually we don't see a problem to admit you to the music university.
I see.
But for the contemporary musicians, is sometimes we might also have challenges to determine whether we should accept these students or not. Whether they have the credential or not. Because the contemporary music industry is changing very fast. Like even the trend, even the performance trend and whatever elements that is cater for the contemporary music is keep on changing. The stuff that we look at 10 years ago, it might not fit to it might not fit to the current situations. But classical is almost the same. It stays still. Yeah, so with not much changes, except maybe some university they look at some innovative ideas. I don't know, right? It could be, right, based on what we're facing right now in the current music industry, right? So, I would say at least a decent playing skill is very much needed, and you need to at least have some kind of background in the theory, in the music theory area, and how well, like how good are you in your listening skills? Because in the end, you also need to go through some kind of oral training.
Yes.
So I think I will categorize it in the big 3 areas. Number 1 is your performance skills. Number 2 is your music theory background. And number 3 is your listening skills. These are the 3 main areas which I would say they are equally important. Right, because but of course, definitely the primary goal is you must be good at your playing.
Okay. Yeah. Out of 100% of the students who auditioning, right? How many percent of them usually, commonly, how many percent of them get in, or how many percent of them fail to get in?
It depends on the university curriculum structure. Some university, one whole year they have quota.
Okay.
Like for example, a lot of the university in overseas, they don't accept 100%. Maybe the entire year they only accept 5 new students. Because they want the good one, they want the best one.
Okay.
Right. So I know some music university in China, they only accept, like they have quota for different nationality.
Okay.
Like for Malaysian, I only accept 2. So if I got 10 candidates wants to come to my music university, I can only pick 2.
So that's where the competition is.
Exactly. But some university like UCSI, we basically will look at whether you meet our audition requirement. Basically, if you meet it, if you have met the requirement, we will accept you. So some universities is like that. So whoever that comes, as long as you meet the requirement, then we will have you. But if you don't meet the requirement, let's say for example, your playing is so bad, it's all about passion, all about hobby, but there's no proficiency in your playing, or maybe your theory is really bad. You don't recognize the notes or whatever. Then we got no choice. It's like okay, maybe you need more times for you to learn in the music academies, right? Before you come to the music university, because the music university program is very intense.
That's right.
And it's very short. 3 years, you need to become somebody.
That's right.
Right? You need to be very good. And it's equivalent, like bachelor in music is equivalent to like bachelor in mathematics, bachelor in science. It's the same thing. So whatever things that the engineering students are going through at the degree level is basically the same intensity to the music student.
Same amount of stress.
Exactly. Yeah, same amount of stress, same amount of a psychological fights, battle, all those kind of stuff.
Okay,
so
okay.
everybody is the same.
Alright,
Yeah. So it's just that the quality that we want to, the quality that we want our students to have is definitely must be at least above some kind of benchmark. Yeah, that's why we train the musicians, like put them in the very intensive and competitive environment, so that they know how they can survive through, this environment before they really step up to the industry.
And let them fight.
Yeah.
Cool. If I want to ask you, how tough is music study compared to other faculty, such as, let's say, computer science, actuarial science, and pharmaceutical, medical?
Right. Actually, it's the same, but it's just that a lot of time music will focus more on the soft skills, as well as your hard skills, which is your playing skills, as your knowledge, everything else, practicality, theory, history, knowledge, all this kind of stuff. So, if you really want to like put it side by side, the theory and knowledge is basically, for engineering student or for mathematics student, it's like how they study the advanced mathematics. It's almost the same. Yeah.
But the thing is, music has, you need to obtain the practical as well.
Right.
So they also have to spend the time, right?
Exactly.
To practice and
yes. So I will only say that the only difference is that the process that music students go through is different than the other general program. So what music students they need to go through is they need to go through a lot of mental fights.
Okay. Wow.
Right?
Can you elaborate on that?
So like for example, let's say you are the singer, I'm the singer as well.
Okay.
So we sing in school, and let's say I sound not too bad, but you sound better. So do I see you as inspirations, or do I see you as one of my enemies?
Okay.
Right. So how do I make sure, like let's say for example you sound better, right? You set a benchmark for the singing area. So how do I know that I can at least reach? So they are in this healthy environment where they need to at least, I won't say battle or fight or this kind of unhealthy competition, but it's more of like how can I draw inspirations from peers, and how can I, basically is how do we define excellence in music playing?
Okay.
And how we train our students to pursue this kind of excellence. So that kind of process is very different than the rest of the
It's
general
a little
programs.
bit of psychology.
Exactly.
So at that age, usually they are still not stable yet,
Exactly.
Still haven't reached the maturity to handle those kind of things.
Right.
So they might because I see some students, they channel their energy into somewhere else lah. For example, condemning other people lah.
Right.
Envy these
Exactly.
things happening in university.
So what we are trying to do here is we offer different platforms for students, like for them to come together and do projects at the same time. Like for example, one of the common thing that UCSI has is the choir trip. Right, competition trip, whether is it or whatever. These are the ensemble projects that all the students can do it together and find the similarity and differences.
I see.
So whether they learn a new skills, that is totally up to them, because we can't determine whether, student A, you learn something, student B, you did not learn something from it, then it's our fault. But this is the environment where the students can get along with each other, build that kind of network, right? Because and through these projects or whatever concerts, performances project, or sometimes like I will also host some external project for my own students that is not part of the music curriculum, so that I bring them out to at least build their mind, to let them see the world. So this is how the world function.
That
and
is extra.
If the world is here, you are here.
Yeah.
What can you do?
All right. Let them see.
Yeah, let them see. So seeing the world is actually very important for musicians. And especially nowadays when I start to get in touch with the youngest musicians in the university, I found out that they actually don't know a lot of things. It's like they all come in because of hobby, right? But they don't have the idea of, that's how music works. That's how difficult music is. It's not as simple as in like, I go to the classroom, I sing, I sounds good, I get distinction in grade 8, and I'm good. No, that's not the case.
Oh, true.
Yeah, that's not the case. So even if you get CGPA 4.0, you get a first class honor. In the end, you can't survive in the scene. You can't survive. But what if I'm not saying you bad result can achieve good. It's not that, but it's just that it based on how we think and how we plan ahead and how we structure and visualize our own music career.
I see. That's the thing, They don't know. Haven't see.
Yeah, they haven't.
They only see the TV or
exactly. Yeah. So our job is to make sure not just we give them the knowledge and the skills that they need. We also want to expose them to the world.
That means your job not just teaching. You want to bring them out. You want to bring them to competition.
That's the extra thing that
you put people together and let them hang out.
Yeah, that's not the mandatory job for us actually. Our job is to teach.
Yeah,
right.
That's why.
But some of the lecturers they will see that the importance of this apart from just teaching.
Yeah.
So if these lecturers or this instructor they see the importance of it, they want to stress on this important. I don't think these lecturers will be like so care about like, oh, this is my extra job, why would I do it? Right? If they have the heart for the next generation, I'm pretty sure I've met a lot of colleagues. We all have the same vision. We all do extra thing for the music community. We do extra thing for the music, our own music student as well. So we have all these like-minded people together that we want to have the next generation to have a better environment.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So these are just
Very
extra,
powerful
like
insight.
very kaypoh kind of actions, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Extra stuff that we want to do for our students.
They really need that, I guess.
Yeah.
I think people need that a lot now because people younger one are more vulnerable now.
Exactly. You're right.
They're more depressed.
Yes. I even have this student is like during the presentation, so I asked him a lot of questions. He's the youngest one, like the first cohort of the university student.
Like 18.
Yeah,
years
18
old,
fresh
kind of,
grad,
right?
So I throw them questions, let them think, what do you think, you can improve from your presentation skills, from your communication skills. And then they start shivering, it's like shaking all the way. Then I said, are you okay? Oh, sir, I headache right now, I cannot think. Like he needs to spend like 10 minutes just to say out one word.
Oh my God.
So it's like I started to notice like there are a lot of things that the youngsters are going through which our generation might not understand.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's
if I
different
don't
now,
get in
very
touch with
different.
them, I don't know what they are facing.
It's very different now.
Yeah. So how can I make change in my pedagogical skills? And that also the lecturer's responsibility. Because I cannot use the same way to teach every cohort. I cannot use the way I teach my student 10 years ago or 5 years ago and apply it in my current student. That doesn't make sense.
That's why you are in this podcast.
That doesn't make sense. And especially after COVID, people think differently.
That's right.
People function differently. And it's not as intense as the pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID, a lot of us is like, it's okay. Die hard. We just go for it.
Yeah.
Right?
They are grinding.
Grinding all the way. Cannot do it. We make it work. No matter what, we sweat, we cry, we just whack it.
Yeah.
But the post-COVID is like, it's so hard.
Yeah.
Can I go and
The common problem is easily give up, and then a little bit of dementia. They don't get it, and then lack of communication skills.
Yes.
Lack of social skills. These are the common thing that I see.
I think one of the main reasons is because there are just too many information on the internet.
True also, yeah.
And because these information keep on coming in, and for the youngsters, if it is too overwhelming, they don't know how to analyze.
Yeah,
right.
It's like not getting in.
Exactly. So because there are true information and false information.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So nobody knows which one is which. Right. So they were like, wow, there's just so many information. So what should I do?
Yeah.
So and some more because they are young. Like you said, they don't know. They are very young. They don't know how to function yet. Right. Their mind is not matured yet. And some more they need to receive so many information. Who are the one that should guide them and tell them, don't listen to this information. It's false. Or put this aside first. Focus on this first.
Yes,
they need guidance. They need mentoring.
If they follow one subject along the way, and then I think they still get it.
Yes.
It's just like in school, when you study, this subject that you study step by steps, ma.
Correct,
You
correct,
don't
correct,
fly
correct.
around, ma.
Yeah.
Internet is where things flying around.
Right. You know, recently I there's this one of my mentors. We chat about like, you know, the life at the university, you know, the teaching, all this kind of stuff. So I told him about my challenges and the impact of it is not what I thought. Like previously I tried to have the space for my student to discover themselves more. That's what I like to do. Very modern forward thinking way, because I went through that kind of process. So I know how basically the importance of it to train a student to become a forward thinker. But a lot of time, you know, we miscalculate certain things to a point that it's like these students, they are still young. They are just kids. So we can't expect them to be like us at this point. So at some point we still need to hold hand. You know, like let's do this, let's do that. Giving them too much freedom, sometimes it might not be a good thing.
Might not be,
Because they don't know how to function. They don't know what to do. They lost. Right?
Yeah.
So if they are lost, how? Right? So the freedom is like, this is something that I've learned like very recently. How to give a necessary freedom for my student to explore themselves. But at the same time, not that much of freedom until they are so lost.
Ooh, I don't know how do you draw the line.
Yeah, this is really hard. Yeah. You can only re-evaluate after you see the outcomes.
Yeah, lor.
Yeah. So it's actually very tough.
Yeah,
but this is
very
what I've
tough.
learned very recently, because I gave too much freedom.
Oh.
I noticed that I gave too much freedom, whether to my student leaders or whether to my very own students or my classroom students, until to a point that some of them, they just, I'm lost. I don't know what to do, and it affects how psychologically and whatever things, and somehow it affects how I perform the music, how I play the music. So
Yeah.
it's actually very dangerous, I would say.
Yeah, can be dangerous.
Can be dangerous
When you
at
got
some
into
point.
depression, it's very difficult to pull them out.
Yes. So I need to
that-
readjust the way I give that kind of freedom. Yeah, so that I keep on, you know, like monitor. I need to go back and do the tight monitoring. So that it's like, oh, my student, okay, even though I give you the freedom, okay, but I will still be with you. I will still hold your hand, don't worry.
Yeah.
And I will let you know what to do if you don't know what to do. Yeah.
You are really a passionate educator.
At this point, I still have the fire.
You have the fire, you have the, you know, when you talk about it. So, and yes, at the same time, you are also, I know that you are also very active, you know, playing music out there, performing, doing recording.
Right.
And okay, my next question is actually, is there any graduated students, right, who are still struggling out there? No? This is a very honest question. No?
I would say...
We often see people who made it, but we don't see people who don't made it.
Right.
Is there any students who...
I think we need to at least define what is struggle.
For example, like they couldn't find job in music, they go do other thing.
Right. We do have people like that. But I think one thing we all need to recognize is music, we can't be rich just by doing music. It doesn't function that way. We can only at least able to survive through, you know, day by days, month by months, year by years. At least we have food lah. I would say we can have a space to live, we can have food to eat. That's basically is enough if you want to become a full-time musician. If you're looking for wealthy, like wealth, all this kind of stuff, I would recommend don't do music.
All right.
Yeah. So I think struggle is, to me, struggling is very individual. So if today I want to build my own career, but right now I want to perform, but maybe 1 month I only got 2 gigs. Example, 2 gigs.
Yeah.
Very bad, right? 2 gigs. It's hard to survive. 1 gig, let's say I give you 500. 1 month you got 1,000. How are you going to survive, right? So this is just purely example. So then it really based on that particular performer, as in now I only got 2 gigs. Am I that bad in my playing, or am I not doing well enough in my own promotion or marketing? Or am I not network enough to know more people?
Yeah,
Or what?
Not just one thing.
Right. So I'm not saying I like, because at the very beginning I said Malaysia is a blessed land where everybody can survive.
Yeah.
But it's just like how you survive, right?
Yeah.
So if let's say for example, if I have the mentality, I only got 2 gigs, I struggle, I can't survive. Let's change career.
Yeah.
Then we can't help it. Then it will define as, I struggle in music. That's why I changed career. But maybe that is not the case. Maybe it's because you're not there yet, right? Maybe your playing skill is not there yet. You don't know any people, any other musician yet. You're not well connected yet, or everything is not yet.
All right. So it's not just one thing.
It's not just one thing.
It's about personality. It's about
Exactly.
your network. It's about your skills.
Yeah. Or maybe they feel like, I just can't make it.
Yeah.
So that kind of mindset is like, you already tell yourself that you can't make it. Then definitely you can't make it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we do have tons of musicians who still survive until today. Like I have some saxophonist friend who just do wedding shows from the beginning until now, and he can have family. He feeds his family, buy house, buy cars, have wife, kids. The kids can go to school, no issues. Right? Then when they don't have enough wedding gigs to support, they look for other source of income. Like maybe they go and teach. Maybe they do some teaching, they do some recording.
Yeah.
Right? They do some collaborations so that they build their network. Right? Anything can happen in the world right now. Because internet is there, it's out there. I can do collaboration with overseas musicians.
So really no point of worrying, right? Or
To me, I would say as long as you know what you want.
set expectation.
Yes, exactly. You know how to set your expectation and you know how to navigate yourself to reach that kind of expectation. I don't think you will struggle.
I see. Maybe the navigation or career pathway is something that maybe next time we can talk about.
Sure.
Oh?
Yeah, can.
That is, from what I heard from you, it sounds like quite important also.
It is quite important.
That's the thing that people often ask. Parents often ask.
Right.
Okay, if they study this one, what they can do, and then if they cannot do this, what they can do next.
Right.
Yeah, there are tons of questions.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Exactly.
if we can maybe lay out a little bit of example, okay. Or maybe we can use someone as an example.
Yeah.
Oh, my friend, he was like this, and then become like this, and he does. And then he got it.
And different career paths, they have different requirement.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might have something that we never experienced before.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because the world is changing, technology is changing.
Yes, it's keep on changing. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, is there any people who you do not recommend them to study music?
I would say everybody deserves a chance to study music. But like I said, everyone should have the opportunity to at least do what they like. But whether they have that kind of opportunity to survive in the music scene, that one is
Another story.
later, right?
Okay.
Depending on who is guiding, how this environment shape his thinking or her thinking or whatsoever. All these kind of psychological stuff, mental things, soft skills and all this kind of stuff. So, but I would say if you really like music, you give it a try.
All right.
You give it a try because you never know.
At least try in elementary music school.
Right.
Here.
Right. Right. True. Come here first. Right. Come here first, and see whether you really have that kind of passion, because you never know. You let's not have the thinking to like I'm not gifted in music.
People always say that, especially the adult. I'm not gifted. I cannot sing. I'm sucks. They already prejudge themselves.
Right. But okay, I should admit that every musician need to have some kind of sense lah.
Yeah.
You need to have sense to do music.
Yeah.
Right, because it's I'm not sure whether that's the common sense or the musical sense. I don't know how to categorize it, but you need to have some kind of senses. But don't just immediately say that you don't have that without giving it a try. If you really like to sing, you give it a try. You would really like to play piano, give it a try. You never know, right? Because music is a very, I would say, it's a very interesting area where it can shape you to become someone different. Yeah. Whether it's your behavior or your attitude or the way you see things, it will change.
True.
Because music, it gives you some kind of different things that can, make you think otherwise.
True. Let's say like watching movie, music at the background.
Yeah.
It makes something different.
Exactly. Exactly. And some people, they know how to use music. Like for example, those people who don't know how to express themselves in daily life. Maybe they found a comfort zone to express themselves through music. You never know. True. I think everybody deserves a chance to study music.
True.
Yeah. But whether they can survive or they can be successful, that one is a different story.
All right. I accept that. Wow. Okay. Very powerful insight. So I guess I might have a lot more question, but I keep it for maybe another round.
Sure.
I said, we might want to do another round of another career pathway or something like that.
Definitely can.
Or maybe it's not a podcast. Maybe it's a workshop. I guess because you have such a very good insight in.
Thank you.
In this area. I feel like I learned a lot already.
Thank you.
And yes, thank you for joining this podcast. Good to have you.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting me as well. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Yeah, let's push your Facebook.
All right.
Yeah, okay, and cheers.
Cheers.
Okay.